like fall, which often means the real estate market's starting to heat up a little bit. So, in this morning's Consumer Confidential, we're going to break down some of the latest trends and also share some advice for both buyers and sellers. And no one better to help us do that than Stefani Berkin, real estate broker, president of NAR New York. Stephanie, welcome back. Welcome back. How are you?
Thank you. I'm good. How are you? Thanks for having me.
Before we dig into some of these tips, let's talk about that landmark settlement, because a lot has been made of this landmark settlement. What does it mean for buyers? What does it mean for sellers? What does it mean for the market at large?
So that's the biggest question right now, Craig. And this landmark settlement agreement by the National Association of Realtors, right? Real estate agents nationwide have to follow new practices about how commissions are paid out, which means that buyers and sellers are going to approach the transaction differently based on how commission is paid out, who is paying it, what they're paying it. For decades, we're used to the sellers paying both sides of the transaction, which was typically 5 to 6% of the sales price. May look a little bit different now.
And what about signing agreements and things like this?
Yes, so the sellers no longer have to offer upfront to pay for the cost of the buyer's agent. They can, but they don't have to anymore. Okay, it's really important to talk about it with your broker. I still encourage my sellers to pay it. It's a way to incentivize buyers. It's one more hurdle and out-of-pocket cost the buyers are going to have to pay that they can't finance. For buyers, you must now sign a written agreement before you tour a home, and that agreement will spell out how much you may need to compensate your own agent if the seller is no longer compensating them.
All right, so that's for buyers, and I think we already covered what's for sellers.
Yeah, it's about transparency, right? Okay. We're educating the consumer and empowering them with their choices and their options and showcasing the irreplaceable value of the broker.
Okay, Dylan?
All right, so now that we're getting into fall, what sort of trends can we see in the market?
So the rates, I expect a really busy fall market. I'm actually feeling it already, right? Mortgage rates had slipped to their lowest level in over a year, and we anticipate more rate cuts are coming, even as soon as next week when the Federal Reserve meets. So sellers are going to be selling. Buyers should get off the sidelines and buy now, secure the deal now while the rates are falling, and then they can refinance when they drop even lower. This rate cut may not move the mark substantially, but just a conversation about rate cuts mobilizes and activates the market. And it's really important. Inventory right now is low. Pricing is high, right? But as soon as those rates come down, demand is going to go up. Prices are going to go up even more.
Oh, okay.
So buy
they're high.
Secure now.
They're going to go higher.
They're going to go higher once the rates drop. So buy now, secure now, so that you can refinance when the rates drop down.
All right.
I think this is an interesting question because it's an election year. Does that affect the housing market?
So, Chanel, there's such a notion that in an election year, it's going to cause uncertainty and paralysis. There's actually little data to prove that. And by the way, do you want to know something?
What?
In the 9 elections since 1987, home appreciation in election years outpaced non-election years.
Really?
Yes, I know. I know, because home values are considerably driven much more by supply and demand and the trajectory of rates than what's going on in the political scene.
And also, like if you need to move or if something's happening.
Yes, and you have to look at housing through a long-term lens, not so much with what's going on right now politically.
Okay. All right, sounds good.
So Steph, let's talk about decor and what that plays into it. Let's start first with the outdoors and your curb appeal.
Yes. So there's nothing more beautiful than the fall leaves changing, right? Where they don't look good, Al, is all over the floor, on the driveway, in the lawn. So rake them up, right? Maintain your home from an exterior curb appeal perspective, because that will set the tone then walking inside. And then when you walk inside, you want to present this warm, inviting, but neutral canvas, right? Bright white colors on the, maximize your lighting.
So no strong colors.
No strong, incorporate subtle, keyword subtle, seasonal decor. Please wash all of your windows.
Okay.
It brings in the light, it makes it crisp, and it makes it feel
better lighting.
kept. Better lighting. Put in brighter bulbs. And when I love this.
Yes.
Nice
so this is how you
buy this studio.
Yes. So you see how the actual canvas is neutral. The rug and the chair are neutral, but these fall colored cozy blankets, throw pillows, and while flower arrangements are beautiful, this is much more cost effective, makes the house smell really nice. Rosemary, sage, mint. Sit down.
Okay.
Welcome.
Does it feel nice?
There you go.
Would you like to buy my home?
Yes, I would, actually.
Thank you.
Good. We'll buy now.
I'll pay double. You'll pay double.
We'll throw Dylan in. We'll throw Dylan in with the deal.
Perfect.
Wow. That just got awkward.
Stephanie,
Okay.
thank you.